already paid for himself, right? So the lady tried to explain to the driver, they're from the Bahamas, they didn't know about it, but the man said no. Welcome to episode 2 of our worst experiences in London. Worst experiences in London. So if you guys have not watched episode 1, we ask you to put a pause on this. Go and press subscribe if you haven't subscribed to our channel, so that you can be kept up to date with all the upcoming videos, and also like and share if you like it. Give us a thumbs up and share it so that your friends and family can also become a part of this community. We also encourage you to go and watch part 1 or episode 1 of our worst experience in London. So let's get right into the second one. All right, so Mr. Pratt, what was your second worst experience in London?
Well, thank you so much for subscribing and watching. And here in London, we're still in London. We'll be leaving tomorrow by the grace of God. So our second worst experience in London was the issue of taking the public transportation and the underground train, or they call it the tube.
Right.
Now, what we first discovered when we boarded the first public bus leaving our hotel, right down the street from the hotel, there is a public bus stop. So the first thing we encountered was the fact that each passenger needed to pay with their own individual credit card, debit card, bus pass. So that was our first encounter. And so luckily, we had a lady in the community that just lived just some few feet away from the bus station. She actually utilized her own personal debit card, so that my wife could get access into the bus.
And right before that, I remember as we were entering the bus, because we thought, my husband has the card and he can pay for the two of us. But as we were entering the bus, and the driver told us that he cannot use his card to pay for two of us. Each of us have to have a card so that he can register 2 people. So what happened is the driver told us, you guys can get off and go right there and get an Oyster card. That's the card that they utilize for the same thing. But my husband was like, he's already tapped his card, so he's already paid for himself, right? So the lady tried to explain to the driver, they're from the Bahamas, they didn't know about it, but the man said no, you have to, if the, what do they call them? If the people stop us,
the traffic control agency, I guess,
or the police or whatever, So if they stop us and they start counting and marking the register, saying if it's really the people inside have paid for it, you guys will be charged a fine, just so you know. So we said, no, the woman said, you know what, don't worry, just come inside, I'm gonna pay for her, because she had another card. She had 2 different cards. Now we I think for some reason we just didn't remember to carry my card, or we just didn't see the need to carry an extra card, because we knew we were using my husband's card. That's how we organize our finances on whatever we were going to do on that day. And so it was that really touched our hearts, that she offered to pay for us. We was not thinking about what are we gonna do when you return. No, I think we probably just thought that we just going to maybe pass on the I don't know. We probably thought that we can get the Oyster card in town, right? Right. When we get to where we were going, we just said, you know what, we'll just get the Oyster card over there. So what happened is that we got there, and when we arrived and we finished doing our
day's tour and moving
Right.
about.
as we were coming back
In the evening, yeah.
in the evening, we went to that particular place we went to the station guides and asked them, where can we get a Nuesta card from? So they advised us and said, it's easier for you guys to use your cards because you're gonna pay not less than £7 just to get the card. So we said, and it's gonna be cheaper if you just tap your personal card. So we explained to them the challenges. We only have one card right now. I don't have a card on me. So the man said, if you want to get it, you can buy a ticket from the machines. The machines were down there, right next to them. And we said, okay, let's go and grab a ticket. The ticket was, I think the one ticket just for one trip,
One way.
was £7. So we said we don't have any other option. We just have to get a ticket for £7. Had we decided not to board the bus and go back to the room and get my card, we will not be going through this. But because we decided to just stay on the bus, now we end up spending £7 just to get the ticket. One-way ticket. For those who are in London, you know the tickets are usually, I think the most is usually like £1.99.
Well, the train tickets are £1.99, and then the bus is about £1.75.
Right, depending on the one you choose. Yeah. So we had to spend £7, guys. But guess what? A challenge came on where when we tried to, of course, tap my husband's card so we can pay the £7. You guys know what happened? This card wasn't going through, apparently. Now we had requested one of the guards to assist us and explain. He said, you're probably not pushing the card, inserting the card properly. So he did it himself, it didn't go through. So the man in his mind, he's thinking that we are the card, I don't know, he was probably thinking maybe the card just doesn't have money. So no, the card had money, the card has money, but it's just not going through. So we can't even buy the ticket. We can't even buy the ticket because the card is going in, but it's refusing to read, right? So we were so devastated, we were so frustrated, and we didn't know how we're gonna go back then. It's either we call a taxi, pay a taxi. Taxis are not cheap, guys. To bring us back home, that was the only other option. But as we were there, I thought to myself, I said, and when we was coming down to the station, we saw a credit card machine on the way. I said, why don't we go and withdraw cash from the card, withdraw cash? First of all, I asked, are there machines that take cash or they just take credit cards? Can we pay with cash? Is there a spot to insert the money? The man said, yeah, and whatever amount you insert, the change comes. If it's 7 pence and you have 10 pounds, if it's £7 and you have £10, if you put the £10, you'll get your change back through the machine. So we said, okay, we're going to withdraw money, and we was able to withdraw the money. And after we withdrew the money, we went back to the station. We put in the monies, and the change came down.
Yeah, and so that's how we were able to return home. And so I think it's important as you prepare to travel, these little tips you try to take note of to avoid unnecessary cost, time, and delay. Because I don't know, we take about, maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes just trying to resolve that problem.
And we end up wasting money too.
We wasted just over £5 just through that whole process. Because, we wasted about £5.
Actually, at some point we did not know that the machine can take, at some point we did not know that the machine can actually take, can give change. So what we did, we had to go buy something with the money just to try and get the exact change. And we still didn't get the exact change.
Right, you still didn't get it. We went to a Starbucks.
Yeah. So
we
we
still
bought
didn't-
a cup of coffee, but then we still didn't get the exact change because we asked the lady, "Can you break this down for us?" She said, "No, we can't because I've already given you change for the whatever you bought." I said, "Oh my god." So fortunately, we was able to get the change from the machine. So luckily. And you guys, please be very careful when you go to London. You don't need to waste your money on the Oyster card. If you want to get it, you can get it from the very beginning and put enough money on it. But just remember, you gotta pay £7 for the card itself. So it's easier to just use your credit card. Make sure you can tap, or you can use your Google Pay on the phone, or I think Apple Pay on the phone, and just tap. So if you're traveling as a couple or many people, make sure everybody has their own card. Don't think that, oh, I can pay transport for my wife or my husband. No, you have to have your own card. You have to tap your own card. So don't travel with one card. Make sure you have at least 2 cards or more. Now, make sure your card can tap. My husband, the two cards he has, one of the cards can tap in certain places, but in various places still he wasn't able to tap. Like for example, when we went to on the boat ride, his card wasn't tapping for some reason, so I had to use my card. Now imagine if we only had that one card. So make sure you spread your finances on different cards and make sure those cards can tap. His card could tap on various places, but on certain places it couldn't tap. That's why it's safe to have at least 2-3 cards on you, so if one fails, you can use the other card.
Even in Subway, we went to Subway for a meal as well.
Yeah.
And even Subway wasn't taking my card, wasn't tapping, processing.
Yeah.
Then I think we went to a convenience store. There was another place, I just can't recall, where the system, I guess it's the system that they were using maybe just wasn't compatible. I'm not even sure why.
Right. So it's always safe to have multiple cards and make sure all those cards have money that can be able to help you guys so you don't get stuck. Also make sure when you're going to various places, make sure your card is loaded, because you never know what amount of money you may end up spending. So one more thing you need to know, in London, most of the places are cashless.
Yeah.
90, if not 99, if not 90%, if not 99, probably 90% of the places are cashless. You don't use cash. They use card everywhere. When you're boarding the
Public transportation.
The public transportation, that's the bus and the train, you're tapping. When you're going to the stores, you're tapping. Mind you, we went to Borough Market, and can you imagine, even Borough Market, you're still tapping. They have the machines, you're tapping. Cashless. They are slowly, everything is going cashless.
Phasing out cash.
Right.
And implementing the cashless system.
Right.
So it's the way of the future, whether we like it or not.
Right.
That's the way things are progressing.
Yeah. So very, very important for you guys to do that, and we believe that if you take that advice, you're not going to come here and be lost and be stuck. Right. Okay. Now, the other worst situation that we experienced was that we noticed something about people here. I think life is too busy. This is now comparing to where we're coming from, the Bahamas. Life is too busy. Everybody's busy doing their own things, and not everybody will be as friendly. Actually, most of the people that we went to ask for help from, we did not get a friendly response from them. Yeah, they were like, especially with the bus drivers. Yeah, so you're relying on them. Maybe you're a bit lost. You're trying to find your way on the app. You're trying to ask them questions just to make sure that you're following the right route. But they're like, most of them were not as friendly to assist. So our advice is, make sure you have a Google map on you. When you enter into the country, go to the get a chip, right? Shops,
kiosks,
right? and get a chip. Well, for those who have iPhone, you can get an eSIM like I did. I got an eSIM, and let them install it in your car, in your phone, and make sure you load, depending on the amount of time that you're gonna be here. Like for us, we was here, this is our 7th day. We here for 7 days. We'll be traveling tomorrow morning. We put 100 gigabytes, so that is able to, help us throughout this period of time that we're here. We're sure that our internet is there. We can use it. It's enough. It's more than enough. So we will not get stuck unless our phones go down. Number 1, put the eSIM on your phone. Why? When you're traveling, you need the Google Map, so you can know where you're going. So once you have the Google Map, the good thing about here is that they break it down for you very, very well. The transportation here is very reliable, so you'll be able to see, it tells you it's coming, say for example, it's coming from station. Okay, I want to go to the Tower Bridge, for example. So you're gonna put Tower Bridge on the way where you want to go to. So it's gonna show you from your location how many minutes do you need to walk to the next nearest station, and what number of bus or train, and if it's a train, what platform should you go to, what line of the train station should you go to. It's gonna break it down for you. How many minutes before your bus arrives? If it's delayed, they're gonna right there, delayed for 2 minutes. So it's like you walking towards the station. Of course, the Google Map is there to guide you to walk through the station, and you arrive at the station, and you're right there waiting. And as you look on your phone, it tells you, okay, the bus is arriving in 2 minutes. So you are expecting the bus to arrive in 2 minutes, and they actually keep time. If they don't arrive in 2 minutes, it tells you delayed for 5 minutes, and for sure they will come at that very time that they say they'll come. Very, very, very reliable transportation. And then of course it tells you, say for example, if to get to your destination you need to take another bus or another train, it will tell you alight at station ABCD, and then when you alight there, it will tell you walk 3 minutes to station Z, for example, and then it will, of course, Google Map will give you the direction to walk to the next station and tell you the bus is coming in 2 minutes. Take bus number this, and it's gonna drop you on here, and then from the station to the Tower Bridge you're gonna walk 2 minutes, and then the Google Map will show you how to walk up to. I mean, you literally don't have to rely on the people to assist you, because cultures are different. I know in the Bahamas we are very, very, very warm and welcoming to tourists, especially to tourists. Very, very, very warm and welcoming to tourists. You ask anybody for directions, they will go out of their way to just stop what they're doing and help you. Not everybody is as friendly here, but there are people who were very kind to us and were very friendly to us here, very, very friendly, but not everybody. In the event that you're in a situation and there's nobody willing to assist you, then make use of your Google Map. That's why it's very important to get your chip. Make sure your chip has enough internet. Make sure you get a power bank. That's one mistake we made. Make sure you get a power bank, so if your phone goes off, you can always charge up your phone and you can rely on your phone to give you directions to where you're going. Our advice is, if you want to take the taxi, it's up to you. You can take the taxi, but our advice is, people have cars, but they leave their cars home and they use public transport here, because it's very reliable. You don't have to drive through the traffic. You enter into the train or bus. You spend less money because you're not using petrol or gas. I don't know how you call it here. I think they call it petrol here. I'm not sure. You won't have to use the gas on your car, and you're just paying £1 to £2 to travel where you're going, coming back. And yeah, it's very reliable, and it's not like a crazy transportation where the roads are good, everything is awesome. So advice is, make use of the public transportation. If you still want to take a taxi, it's up to you. If you want to rent a car, it's up to you. But I'm just telling you, if you're trying to save some money and avoid overspending, use public transportation. Many people use public transportation. So that is our advice for you on this video. We're gonna have some more stuff to share with you, of course, videos of the most iconic sites that we went to that will be coming up. But we hope to see you on the next video, and thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that was good information for you guys to learn from. And if you have any questions, please drop them on the comment section, and we're gonna tackle one. I think there's someone who had requested us to talk about the tickets and how much you spend and all that. We're gonna do a video just for that. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe if you haven't. Press the notification bell so you can be kept updated to all our videos, and don't forget to share with your friends and family. We will see you on the next video. This is Nat and Dee. Until next time.